What's happening, guys? So in this video I'm going to be talking about Arsenal and the Europa League. Now obviously the Europa League is going to come round soon. It's going to be our turn to play in it, and it's going to be interesting because you know we will see the real Arsenal while the Europa League distraction is going to be there. As I said earlier, it's unheard of for a team to be fighting for the league title and the Europa League at the same time. It just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So I just want to get onto a tweet, right? And this tweet is a quote. It's a quote tweet, right? And I'll show it on here, right? Please, Arsenal, for the love of God, sack the Europa League off. I don't care if we play 9 men who refuse to run and we lose 19-0. We need this Prem trophy, right? As you can see there. So you know that that's a post-Invincibles fan anyway. And what he's replying to is a tweet from James Benge. And it says, if Arsenal make it through to UEFA Europa League round of 16, the draws on Friday, their run of games from April 9th suddenly looks very draining and potentially decisive. Well, this is what happens when you don't spend enough. This is what happens when you don't get enough reinforcements. Light squad. I don't know, I mean, Arsenal fans saw this. I ain't the only Arsenal fan that's seen this. We knew this. So from the 9th of April, we have Liverpool away. Then we have the Europa League quarter-final, first leg. Then West Ham away. Then the second leg of the Europa League. Then Southampton at home. Then Man City away on the 26th. Then Chelsea at home on the 29th. That is our April, right? And somebody replied to that saying, Southampton could make it to the FA Cup semi-final, then we'd get that weekend off, right? And in that, James Benge guy says, plot twist, they've got Grimsby at home in the 5th round and Nathan Jones isn't their manager anymore. This will read like the punchline and to an extent it is, but he has also been paid very well to actively hinder that team. So it just sounds like we're just coming with anything. You know what I mean? Like, the fact of the matter is we've got a light squad, right? And we're in Europa League, still fighting for a league title as well. You know what I mean? As I said from way back, it's either we're going to try and win the Europa League or we're going to try and win the title, because we ain't doing both. Like, the squad's too light to do both. You know what I mean? The squad's too light to do both. There's no way Jose Enrique is Arsenal going to eat. They're not going to get to at least the semi-final of the Europa League while still, top of the table or second, few points behind top or something like that in the league. Not going to happen.
Oh, hell no!
You know what I mean? But what I think is going to happen is the Europa League is going to get sacked off. We're going to end up sacking it off. Someone in the reply said, with the Champions League spot for next year almost confirmed, do you think Arteta will prioritise Europa over winning the league? I doubt it, but it's another great opportunity to win silverware. When everyone's fit, we can field a strong second lineup too. Let me see if we got a reply from the person. Someone replied, the league, and then the arrows greater than Europa League any day. In the Europa League, we should play all rotated 11 to avoid any unnecessary injuries to starters. This is how I see it. Yeah, because we've got a light squad. This is the thing. This is what happens. See, if we didn't have a light squad, you know what I mean? I know that we're going to rotate in Europa League. I don't mind the rotation, but I want the rotation to be that the players are still good enough to win those games. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. Like, for example, I said previous, obviously Nketiah was filling in for Jesus. Now it looks like he's not even, he's gone back to how he was as to why we didn't even want him in the lineup in the first place, right? So, should Jesus get his place back? Well, at the moment, if Nketiah ain't cutting it, then yeah. But otherwise, no, because, consistency. But Nketiah has been consistent at being poor. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to rush Jesus back in, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind either one of them starting in the Europa League because they're not starting in the league, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we should be going for everything we're in because, 50% of the trophies we could have won is already gone. You know what I mean? FA Cup, not in it anymore. League Cup, not in it. You know what I mean? We threw those away. But I know what's going to happen. We're going to throw this away as well. We're going to make so many changes, right, that's going to indicate we're going to throw it away. When really, we should be making very few changes, but you're still playing the first team. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. But I know we'll throw it away. You know what I mean? So I don't even expect whoever we're going to get in Europa League, I don't expect to get anywhere. You know what I mean? I don't expect it. Someone said, if Arsenal win the next 6 Premier League games, I think they abandon Europa. Otherwise, they will have to play for Europa to win it. Another puts, we have to play the second squad for Europa and see where it gets us based on our league position in April. It's one or the other. And not only are we talking like this because our fans have a low standard, we're also talking like this because we have a light squad. This is even why I was saying play certain players in the Europa League. You know what I mean? So we've got these players that can focus on the league. You know what I mean? Because our squad's too light to be playing the first team in the Europa League as well as the league. Too light. Can't do it. If we're gonna play the usual suspects that start in the Premier League in the starting 11 for Europa League, right? We ain't winning the league at all. Like, no chance. I don't think we're gonna win it anyway, but it's gonna confirm it even more. We can't do both with this team. We'd be very spawny if we did. But we can't do both with this team. So it's either what is it going to be? Are we going to fight for Europa League or are we going to fight for the league title? Because we can't do both. You know what I mean? We can't do both because we didn't spend enough. We didn't get the cover that we needed enough. You know what I mean? The USA goalkeeper Turner, he'll play in Europa League. He's not a bad keeper or anything like that. But it's going to be obvious that he's going to be playing in cup competitions anyway. I mean, I'd expect Jakub Kiwior to be starting some Europa League games. Maybe he might show his quality when he starts in Europa League. Maybe there might be a breakthrough. Him at the back with, I don't know, Saliba or something like that. That might work in Europa League. Then when it comes back to the league action, Saliba and Gabriel again, kind of thing. You know what I mean? You just never know. But I want us to be going for Europa League. So I want us to win that. I want a European trophy. But I don't think we're going to get one. Not this season. You know what I mean? Not this season. It's just not going to happen. Now we're worried about these fixtures. You know what I mean? Because we know how thin the squad is. And then you've even got one fan saying, well, Southampton get to semi-finals at FA Cup, mate. You know what I mean? We're thinking about Southampton getting to Wembley so that we can have that weekend off. You know what I mean? Now, we know Man City is still in the FA Cup. And I'm going to assume they're going to get to Wembley, at least. FA Cup semi-final, sorry. Right? So we'll know that they'll have that weekend off. Which means it's more games for them to catch up to us. Should we still be ahead of them in the table come that period, right? So that's a game for them to catch up with. That will be an advantage on our end, but we still have to do the work on our end just to be blitzing ahead. We've got Man U on our tails. Now, we know Man U are playing in the league this weekend because they've got the cup final. So obviously they're going to have a game in hand, naturally. Right? But end of the day, we can't really ignore Man U when it comes to this title race because they're in it. They're in it. Like, if there were 4 points away from relegation, there'll be talks about a relegation fight. If there were 4 points away or 5 points away from top four, it'll be top four race. So I don't see why it's not a title race. You know what I mean? It just is. I'm just hoping that ultimately we come away with the goods on the 28th of May. Hopefully. And I'm hoping that we've got a Europa League final coming after that, but I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't even think we'll reach the semi-final of Europa League. I don't. It's just not going to happen. It's just not. It's just Arsenal and European trophies. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't expect us to respect the Europa League to the point where we're going to try and take it seriously. I expect Arteta to disrespect it like he disrespected the League Cup and the FA Cup. Fully expect it. This is what happens when you have a light squad. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm done with this video. Like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be the match preview for our game versus Leicester on Saturday afternoon. Now, I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.